Hello and welcome to Charlotte's Pilates. I hope you're feeling good today and I hope you're ready to go. All you'll need is a mat, a bit of space and a little bit of determination and enthusiasm. So let's stand on our mats with our toes pointing forwards, feet about hip width apart, and make sure you're not rolling inwards through the feet or outwards. Soften the knees. We're just going to send the pelvis round in a circle, a few times in one direction, and then switch, change direction. Try to keep your head and shoulders still and your chest, and bring it back to centre. One hand on the belly, the other in the small of the back. Just rock and roll your pelvis. So when you stick out your bottom, you're tipping your pelvis forward. When you do what I call a scoop of the pelvis, you're tipping it backwards. Can you find the midway point between the two? And then pull in your tummy muscles and make sure you're standing upright and vertical. Let's just go to the shoulders here. Roll them backwards. Tune into your breath. Try to breathe through the nose. Let's add some little heel lifts. So as you shrug your shoulders up, raise the heels. As you lower your shoulders back down, lower the heels. Breathe in, breathe out. A couple more of those. Are your ankle joints cracking? Keep your tummy in, keep your knees slightly soft. Lovely. All right, so keeping that pelvis steady and the hip bones level, just raise your right knee and replace it with your feet hip width. Remember, stay hip width. And your left knee. Nice and slow, nice and smooth. Now, it's really important when you raise one knee that you don't slouch into the opposite hip. That's what I mean by keeping your hip bones level. Pull the tummy in and that will anchor your pelvis. We're going to start to add arms to this. So right knee, left arm. Just bring it to shoulder height to start with. And then change sides. So we inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Really try and control it on the way down as well. So remember, don't slouch into that hip. Stand tall. Check the shoulders aren't shrugging. Let's try and hold the balance now. But don't hold your breath. Now, can you rise out a little more from that left hip? Now, without moving your hips, take that knee slightly wide and take the arms slightly wide. Remember, don't slouch. Bring it back. Try and relax your feet, particularly the one you're standing on, and bring it down. Let's try that on the other side. So hold, stand tall, shoulders relaxed, even smile. Now, can you take that knee slightly wide and the arm, but keep the hips facing forwards? Breathe and bring it back to center. Relax your feet and bring it down, feet hip width. Feel free to give the legs a little shake. That wasn't easy, was it? Okay, let's turn out the feet and step a little wider. So knees turn out as well, not too wide. And we're going to bend the knees and bring the arms in front and come back up to standing. So I'm just going to show you from the side. Make sure you don't stick out your bottom and lean forwards. So try and stay vertical. The knees are at the same angle as the toes. Inhale to go down. Exhale to come up. We don't want to go down too deep and we don't want the knees to go beyond the toes like that. So if you feel as if you want to squat a little deeper, then step your feet a little wider. Let's hold the squat. Widen the arms. Stretch the chest. Take the arms slightly behind the body. Bring them in front. Stand up. So let's carry on with that. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You don't have to go as deep. You do need to hold your tummy muscles in and try to flow the move. So no jerking, just blend everything together. And again, I'm going to show you from the side. Keep going. So make sure you're not sticking out your bottom, not tipping your pelvis forwards. And as your arms move, make sure you don't move your body. Anchor it with your tummy muscles. Let's just do a couple more. And this time, as you come up, lift your heels, so you're coming into a balance. Take your arms behind, so you're working those triceps. Keep breathing. Whoa, can we do one more? Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Just hold the balance, but don't hold your breath. Shoulders down, ankles strong, ankle joints strong. Breathe, tummy in, and lower, soften the knees. Zigzag the feet in and give the legs a shake. Very good. Coming to the front of your mat, we're going to step back with one leg, taking the body with it, bending that back knee and just gently pushing forward through the hip, just gently to feel a little stretch there. Back knee bent, heel off at the back. Change legs. So keep your feet hip width apart. Hold this for a few seconds, tummy in. Feel that little hip stretch. Step in. Shoulders stay back and down. And when you step back, imagine you have tram lines behind you and you have one foot on each tram line. Now, let's add arms. So I'm going to show you from the front. So stepping back with one leg, the opposite arm goes out to the side and then it comes by your side. Change sides. So your hip bones are level, you're not swinging your hip out and your shoulders stay back and down. Bend that back knee a little lower each time. Inhale to step back. Exhale to step forwards. Good. Turn the palm upwards and stretch over without shrugging your shoulder. Bring it back. Lovely. Turn the palm down. Step in. Change sides. So your upper body is upright. Turn the palm up. Stretch over without shrugging. Bring it back. Try and keep your balance. Turn the palm down. Step in. Lovely. Give the legs a shake. Come to the back of your mat. Envisage those tram lines so they're hip width apart. Step forwards with one leg. And lean forwards a little bit. As you pick up the back leg, squeeze your bottom. Try and keep the back leg straight. So I'm in a nice diagonal shape here. Front knee slightly bent. Step back, soften your back knee, push back using your core. Changing sides. So step forwards. Lean forwards just a little and lift the leg just a little. So you've got a nice diagonal line going all the way down the back of your head, the back of your body and through your back leg. Squeeze your bottom. Step back, soften the knee, push back, use the core. Adding arms. Changing legs again. As you step forwards, just sweep the arms up. They can go right up by your ears or here, as long as you don't shrug your shoulders. Soften that back knee as you step back. Switch legs. So we keep the breath flowing, keep the shoulders back, keep the tummy in. Trying to locate those glute muscles, so always squeeze your bottom on the back leg. Keep it flowing. Try to keep your pelvis pointing sort of forwards towards the floor, diagonally downwards towards the floor. Don't twist it. Now on the next one, can you hold the balance? Can you even tip forward a little bit? So as you lift the leg, your body goes more horizontal, a bit like a seesaw. Try and relax your feet. If that's too much, obviously don't do that. Just go as far as you feel comfortable and in control. Step back, flow it, switch legs. You'll probably find you're better on one leg than the other. So try not to lean into that hip on the supporting side. Use your core to try and stay as centered as you can. Breathe, do not hold your breath. Make sure your pelvis hasn't twisted. Step back, soften that back leg. Step in, roll the shoulders back, give the legs a shake. So keeping the feet hip width, we're going to scoop the pelvis to its fullest extent. So tipping it backwards. You can round the shoulders, chin to chest, tummy in. Place your hands on your thighs and allow yourself to just stretch here. Now go a little further, all the way to the floor, keeping your tummy in. Now, fingertips slightly on the floor and just straighten your legs a little. Feel that stretch. Now bend them again and put the hands back on your thighs, tummy muscles in. Now roll your shoulders back and stick out your bottom. Look straight ahead. Allow your belly to dip to the floor. Now re-round your shoulders and push forward through the pelvis, which is actually tipping it backwards, chin to chest. And either keep your arms low by your thighs or have them by your ears and roll up through the vertebra. Rolling your shoulders back and down as you come up. Chin comes last. So it's harder with your arms up high and then lower and roll the shoulders back. Let's come into a Pilates V stance. Soft knees. We're going to step out to the right, but bend your right knee and keep your left leg more or less straight. Maybe a bit of softness. Push back, heels together, go the other way. You don't want that bent knee to go beyond the toe, really. So gradually, you can step a little further if you want to. If you want to lunge a little more. Try and keep your hip bones level. Shoulders relaxed. At the moment, chest faces the front. pushing back using the core muscles. Now, as we go to the right, we're going to sweep that left arm around and in a circle. And the same to the left. Not rotating the body yet. There's no harm in just giving your shoulders a little roll as well. So we're stretching into the inner thigh. Breathe. So you want one full breath for each movement. Inhale here. Exhale as you push back. Now this time we're going to focus on rotating. So soft knees, let's just practice it here. If you place your hands across your chest, you feel that rotational movement in the spine. Feels as if it's at the waist, a bit like a pepper grinder. So bring it back to center. So as you step out, we turn the chest, not the hips. And then as you step in, you bring your chest back to center. So follow the arm with the upper body. Breathe in, breathe out. Keeping the shoulders back and down, even when you do that arm circle. Just a couple more. Go a little further this time if you want to. The further you step out, the more you have to use your core as you push back. And separate the heels and give the legs a shake. Let's take it to the floor. So we're going to come to the front of our mats again. Imagine the tram lines behind you. See my upper body, it remains vertical because it travels back with my back leg. Use your core. Remember, don't swing your hip out when you step back. Do you feel that one leg you'd be able to reach the floor more comfortably than the other? Really try and use your core. If it's too much, just keep it small. You can add arms, so let's take the arms out wide like that, without shrugging the shoulders. Remember, don't lean forwards as you step back. Keep the shoulders down and the chest up. So if you feel like you can do it on your weaker leg, bring yourself to the floor on your weaker leg. If you don't feel like you can do it, maybe use your stronger leg this time and practice gradually on your weaker leg. But once you're down, you can bring the other leg behind, untuck your toes, and come into child pose. But I also want to say, when you step back, if it's too much to do it without your hands, then simply tummy in, shoulders back, use your hands to help you. That's absolutely fine. So now we're down on the mats, we're going to work the back. Depending where you are on your mat, either walk your legs, your knees back, or walk your hands forward, or a combination of both. Keep your tummy in, keep your shoulders really strong, and just bend your elbows to allow yourself to come down. So that in itself is an exercise, isn't it? Okay, so now we're face down on the mat. Bring the hands into the small of the back with the palms facing upwards and roll your shoulders back. The idea is that you look at the mat so the back of your head is in line with your spine. Relax your bottom and your legs and your feet. Just lift the chest an inch or two. And then I just want you to tilt your body round to one side, following the line of the shoulder and the elbow towards the outer ankle. Bring it back to centre and lower. So this can only be a small movement. Lift again and let's go the other way. Bring it back to centre and lower. We're trying to move at the waist, not at the neck. So let's go again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round to the original side. Inhale back to centre. Exhale, lower with control. So let's go again to the other side. Inhale. Moving at the waist, exhale. Inhale back to centre. Exhale, lower. Two more if you can. If it's getting too much, you can put your hands on the floor. Don't push too much with them. Now, when you do this, try and keep your shoulders parallel to the floor. Bring it back to centre and lower. One shoulder doesn't lift higher than the other. You're tilting rather than rotating. So as you go to the other side, you can walk your hands a little bit. But don't rely on them too much. Back to centre and lower. Lovely. Now to come out of this, strong shoulders, hands a little wider than your shoulders, tummy in, breath in. As you exhale, push up using upper body strength and core strength. So keep your tummy in. Bend your knees and walk your hands back. If you want to make that harder, you can gradually work up towards being able to tuck your toes under and push up into a plank like that. And then put your knees down. But that's a bit of a journey, so no hurry to do that. Stretch it through. Come up onto all fours. Let's just take a little cat stretch. So scoop the pelvis, chin to chest, tummy in, round your shoulders. Breathe. Lovely. And release. Let's come to a sitting position now. And then we're going to bring our hands round the back. Fingers either pointing outwards or slightly forwards, but not pointing backwards. Place the heels of the hands under the shoulders. Bend the knees. Feet and knees about hip width. Now this is a really interesting one. It really focuses on shoulder strength and stability. So set your shoulders back and down, not too much, but just keep them there. Pull in the tummy, elbows soft. Breath in, and as you exhale, pull your tummy in even more and see if you can press into your hands, but lift the weight out of your bottom. Maybe even lift your bottom off the mat. Don't lock your elbows and don't sink into those shoulders. If your bottom's still touching, that's fine. You gauge how much you want to lift. If you can, lift the pelvis, and as the chest becomes more horizontal, so should your face. Keep the shoulders really open and strong. Don't lock your elbows. Squeeze your bottom as you go higher. Don't worry if you're only down here. It's a journey. Heels should be more or less under the knees. Strong. Breathe. Push the hips up. Pull the tummy in. So you're a solid oak table. That might well be enough. As you bring yourself down, don't shrug. Bend your elbows instead. Use your core as much as you can. Lovely. And when you're ready, shake out the wrists. Rotate the shoulders just to give them a bit of relief. Well done. Come to the front of your mat. So you've got plenty of mat behind you. Take a pelvic scoop, which allows you to make a C shape with your spine. Pull your tummy in, relax your thighs, and drop back, maybe beyond your coccyx, maybe above them, but not directly on them, because that won't be very comfortable. Hold here, arms in front. Let's just paddle. You can go as high as you like with the arms. You'll notice that makes it harder. Breathe as you do this. Can you hold your body still? So don't allow it to rock and roll with the arms. The arms are there to make you feel like you want to move your body, but your core does the job of anchoring everything still. Good. Bring your arms in front, thumbs on top. I'm just going to show you from the side, so stay where you are, keep breathing, and take your arms out wide. If you need to come up a little bit, that's fine. Make it easier on yourself. Hold here. Now let's do some rotations without shrugging the shoulders. Keep all the strength in the stomach muscles. Bring the arm across, tap the fingertips anywhere, but allow the chest to turn. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center. So try and keep your pelvis steady. As soon as you've had enough, I'm just going to do a couple more. You can always put your hand behind, by the way, and just rotate like that if you want to. I said I was going to do a couple more. Breath in, and as you exhale, use your abs to bring you up to a sitting tall position, and then stretch. Let's begin that scoop again, and this time we're going to go all the way down. So if you want to make it harder, keep your arms right up by your ears. But the goal is to keep control as you go down vertebra by vertebra. Shoulders relaxed, thighs relaxed, abs switched on. Breathe, 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 breathe. When you get to the bottom, step your feet in, hug your knees. Take your legs up to the ceiling. Bend your knees into your chest a little more, pushing down through your tummy muscles into, let's say, a ball of pastry dough under your lower back. Keep the thighs as relaxed as possible, feet and knees together. Some people like to push with their hands, but I prefer to take my arms overhead. I think that helps you do the movement better. But we're going to try and roll that pastry up the spine and back down. So what's happening here is the spine is curling from the base, but you're using your tummy muscles to draw that pelvis and your bottom off the floor. So take a breath in to prepare and exhale as you really use your abs to come up the spine, and inhale to return with control. Exhale, pressing down, so you draw the tension up. If you can go further, and that feels okay, that's great, do that. If you're really struggling, bend your knees right in. It doesn't matter if the movement's really tiny. So let's bring ourselves back to the original position. Don't forget you can bend your knees. And this time, just make a rainbow shape in the sky with either your knees or your feet. Allowing your pelvis to follow the legs, but trying to keep your chest facing the ceiling and your shoulders relaxed. Now, if you've got your arms on the floor, obviously that's going to help you, isn't it? So if you want to make it harder, bring them across your chest. But you'll now find that you probably can't go as far. The really hard bit is just before you bring it back, isn't it? Because you have to use your tummy muscles, not your leg muscles. So exhale as you come back, inhale as you go across to the other side. Lower body rotations. So remember, arms on the floor can make it easier, especially wide arms. Try and keep both shoulders on the floor, particularly difficult. And when you're ready, we're going to take the feet to the floor, again, pushing down through those stomach muscles, breathing as you go, trying not to use the thighs, so hands here will help you. The straighter you have your legs, the harder it is. If you notice tension coming to the shoulders, make it easier so the tension just stays in the core. When you get to the floor, just relax and breathe. We're not quite done. When you feel ready, step the feet in to a comfortable position about hip width apart. Bring your arms by your side. Another scoop, lift the upper body. Reduce the gap between your rib cage and your pelvis. Think of a scoopy U shape, relax the shoulders. Some of you may need to support the head. So just support it with one hand, let's say the right hand. If you do support the head, let the head relax and the neck and shoulders relax in that hand. Stay lifted. Keep this band of muscle here really switched on. Let's start to pump the arms, keeping the shoulders relaxed. If you want to go faster, you can. Now just work out how many pumps for a breath in and how many pumps for an exhale. But make sure you don't move the body like that. Try and stay lifted and pump and breathe. When you've had enough, one hand or both hands behind the head. Breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly lower, allowing your head to feel heavy. We're going to do that again. Scoop, switch on the tummy muscles, shoulders back and down. So either keep your legs here or lift them into tabletop. You've got a right angle behind the knee. Try and keep that back flat to the mat. Breath in, as you breathe out, let's lift. Keeping the knees above the hips if you've gone for the tabletop option. Now, if you need to support your head, use the other arm, the left arm, and we're going to pump with the right. If you're pumping with both hands, that's fine. So keep switched on, and let's go. The faster you pump, the harder it is to keep your body still, but that's the goal, to use your core to anchor your body. Let's get some heat through those abs. So you might want to breathe in for 3 pumps, or if you're pumping faster, for 4 or 5, and breathe out for the same number. When you've had enough, and you might be still going, hands behind the head, let the head feel heavy, feet to the floor, relax the shoulders, try and stay switched on, breath in, and as you exhale, lower. Extend the legs, arms above the head in a V, allow the knees and toes to turn out and just take a breather here. Just drop the chin towards the chest a little bit without lifting your head. And now bring the chin back up. Lovely. Step the feet in. Feet and knees together. Hug them in. Stretch your back. Hands on your shins. Or on the floor for a little bit of a push. Let's try and roll up, rolling like a ball. Bit of momentum is fine, but as we get stronger, we try and use less momentum and more core. Here we go. Maybe hold the balance when you get to the top. And when you get to the top, let's turn over. Onto all fours. Use the tummy muscles to come up onto your 2 knees. From here, if you can, put your weaker leg in front. Tuck the toes under at the back. We're going to push forward and up at the same time, trying to use the core. You can use your hands to help you, or you can draw your arms up to make it a little harder. I do hope you enjoyed that Pilates workout. If you did, why not subscribe to my channel? Share this video with your friends, encourage them to subscribe as well, and have a look round and see what else you can find. There are lots of good little short workouts on here, advice, meditations, and all kinds of things to do with well-being. So hope to see you soon, and take care. Bye.